Oh, good morning. Look at that. We got some more blue sky up there with all the white clouds. I was busy yesterday. I went shopping. Well, looks like it's going to be another nice day. It's a lot of blue sky up there. These are my dead nettle beds. They get kind of tall. I think I'm going to see if I can collect seeds off of them. Not much going on outside. Probably going to push more today. But hey, I did something yesterday. And, well, regrettably, till late last night. Be right back. I'll show you. Okay. Here's what we've kind of got figured. Got to buy a couple more pieces. And we're all just taped together right now. But I haven't done any holes into the tank yet. But tentatively, here's what we've got. And now I don't know which direction it draws from and which is the output yet. I gotta look through the little book. But we'll draw, and while this valve is closed and this valve is open, open it, it'll draw and then feed back down and circulate. And then we close that one and open that one, and it'll pump it out, theoretically. I may have to move this unit to this side and vice versa after I figure out which direction it draws from. But I was running into issues. One, I wanted to keep all the tubing and everything the same size as the pump. Whether that's a good idea or not, it just made it more simplistic when I was grabbing pieces. I ended up grabbing a bunch of these threaded pieces, and I noticed that this little end cap come off this hose. So I'm gonna go and get me a threaded coupler so that I can thread that in onto the bottom of our feed hose, so it's got a nice good screen on it. But yeah, I may be able to shorten some of this up a little bit, but not much. Part of the reason I want the trying to get the draw tubes, whether it be this side or that side, I'm trying to get them to match up with the little feet divots, so that I'm drawing from the lowest point. So that's the idea over here, is we'll try and line it up with that foot imprint, or whatever you want to call it, so that it's drawing the liquid from the lower points instead of missing all of that. We don't want to necessarily miss all of that liquid in there. We'll end up missing some because you won't be able to pull it out of all of the low spots. But the other tank I was looking at didn't have all of the contours and form, to it, but it was more expensive by about $40, so I ended up going with this one. But with doing it this way, I haven't quite figured how I'm going to mount mount it to the tank yet. I'm thinking that I do want to put some measure of spacer underneath it so I can sit it back further, because if not, you know, we're sitting up about here and that sort of thing. I may end up building some sort of a little box shroud, you know, maybe a partial shroud, just to help make it a little more secure. I noticed that they have this little ear or whatever with a piercing in it. Or not a piercing, a hole in it. But I'm going to make me a handle so that I'll be able to have two handles for picking it up. I was thinking last night, as stuff was running through my head at midnight, I may end up seeing about replacing that hose with a longer one, maybe a garden hose or what have you instead. And if that's the case, I'll get a coupler or whatever there to downsize it, and then one to match that side. But yeah, here was the thing that gave me the idea for the funnel. It's an old dog cone for one of our little dogs that we had once upon a time. And I'm not going to use that, but that's what gave me the idea. So one of these lids are going to be fitted with a funnel for dumping sugar in, and the other one is going to be fitted with my water heater for warming the solution. But yeah, so it's just duct tape right now, but I think it's figured. And it's kind of compact. I could maybe get a joint and pull the hose back this direction, but maybe I don't want it behind all of that. I don't know. But yeah, I think this will work. About the biggest pump I've ever seen someone put on one of these, so we'll find out. I think my pump is a size bigger than my tank. But yeah, so we'll get the rest of that figured out. I don't know how well I've been holding the camera, so I will. Now again, everything's just kind of duct taped in place. But the tank was 120 something, 120. The pumping kit was 160, and I think I spent about 40 bucks on pieces yesterday. Now, all of these ones right here are threaded ones. See, I'd gotten threaded just to, I don't know, I got threaded. But those I'll probably end up taking a bunch of them back when they're replaced with the PVC tube. I had wanted to do the quick connect PVC pieces, but one, Ace Hardware didn't carry any of those, and two, when I got looking at the prices, they were about $1 or $2 more expensive than when I was buying. When I was buying them, it was about $2 or $3 a piece, so it adds up pretty quick. These stupid, I had wanted a faucet dial, you know, not dial, yeah, a faucet connector, but they didn't have any of the other styles in this size tube, the 1-inch tube. So, and I maybe should have sized down on the tubing for draw pressure, but I think I'll have plenty of pump pressure. It says flow rate up to 60 liters per minute, and I ain't gonna want anything near that. So I liked it when we put American measurements on items being sold in America. But they don't ask me. Chinese garbage crap getting shipped all over the world. Yeah, okay, there's my little rant. Someday I'll be able to afford good stuff and it'll be made in America. Tired of feeding my money to other countries. Is that project figured? Yeah, I was sitting here. I sat here for I stood in the aisle at Ace Hardware for like an hour with pieces, trying to picture in my head how to assemble it. But yeah, so I was just sitting here last night for about 20-30 minutes thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to go buy more parts, and then the Lord said, well, what about trying it the other way? And so I flipped the stuff around, and because when I had it going the other way, stuff was getting in the way of my fill area, and I was trying to keep it lower and trying to keep it out farther, so that we kept space, but it was becoming frustrating. And he said, try the other direction. And I said, oh, okay, and it worked. But there's some swivel attachments that I've seen so that it doesn't bind as much also, that I probably want to get for them so that it'll be nice and flexy and not fight me so much. The only question I have is, what is a good thing for cleaning the petroleum oil and stuff out of the system? Because it's got a little bit of residue in it, in the pump and in the nozzle and stuff. It was obviously pressure tested and such stuff like that. And I've noticed there's a petroleum film, so they cleaned it out, drained it out, but they didn't clean it. So I'm going to want to clean all that out before I start mixing syrup in it. I was thinking maybe Dawn dishwater. But, yeah, step by step. Blessed days. Bye.